Rocket League has been around for nearly a decade now, and in that time, we've seen legends rise, dynasties fall, metas evolve, and new prodigies appear seemingly out of nowhere. But the big question everyone still debates is, who was the best player in each year? Today we're breaking that down, from 2016 all the way to 2025. The champions, the clutch goals, the mechanical monsters, and the players who define their era. So grab a snack, strap in, hit that like button if you love Rocket League, and let's jump into the best Rocket League player of every single year. In 2016, we had Kurnovi, the pioneer of greatness. 2016, the very first year Rocket League esports truly existed. There was no meta yet, no blueprint, no correct way to rotate. What we did have was Kurnovi. Kurnovi wasn't just the best player in 2016, he was the face of Rocket League. He brought together mechanics before people even knew what high-level mechanics were. The reasons why Kurnovi dominated in 2016 were he won the first official Rocket League World Championship as part of iBuyPower Cosmic. He engineered early offensive strategies that later became the foundation of modern rotation. His 1v1 skills translated directly into dominance in 3v3 before teams knew how to defend him. His clutch factor at LAN turned him into the game's first true superstar. He was Rocket League's first household name, the first GOAT discussion, and for 2016, he stands alone. Now, in 2017, we have Fairy Peak, the mechanical maestro. 2017 saw Europe take over the competitive scene, and leading that charge was Fairy Peak. This was the year mechanics really started to matter. Aerial speed improved, dribbling became lethal, and top players separated themselves by raw technique, and nobody had cleaner mechanics than Fairy Peak. What made Fairy Peak the best in 2017? His consistency was unmatched, rarely whiffing, rarely missing touches, which was still common back then. His dribbling and flick game were years ahead of the meta. Air dribbles, flip resets, he was doing all of that back in 2017. He posted some of the highest individual scoring averages in the EU region that year. Vitality's rise began with him as their mechanical anchor. Fairy Peak wasn't just flashy, he was methodical, calculated, and reliable. If Rocket League was evolving into a more mechanical esport, Fairy Peak was the evolution. Let's get into 2018, where KDOP, the winning machine, was the best player this year. In 2018, greatness wasn't just about mechanics, it was about winning, and nobody won more than KDOP. KDOP wasn't the flashiest player, he wasn't the air dribble king or the flip reset demon, but he was the best teammate in the world and the most efficient striker Rocket League had ever seen. Why 2018 belongs to KDOP. He became a 3-time RLCS world champion, a record never before seen. He reached finals after finals with different rosters, proving he was the difference maker. His ability to score under pressure made him Rocket League's first true super clutch player. His rotational discipline stabilized every team he joined. 2018 was the year KDOP commended himself as one of the greatest Rocket League players of all time, a winner above all else. 2019 we saw TurboPulsa, the land god, being the best player this year. In 2019 we hit the height of early dynamics, and one name towered over everyone, TurboPulsa. Before 2019, Turbo was already a back-to-back world champion, but in this year he added another title, becoming the first 3-time and later 4-time RLCS world champion, a record that still stands untouched. Why Turbo dominated 2019? His LAN performances were legendary. He always showed up when it mattered most. He brought stability and leadership to every roster he joined. His clutch reads and positioning won series other players would have lost. He became the ultimate role player star, proving you didn't need flashy mechanics to be historic. Turbo isn't just a champion, he's the champion of Rocket League's first major era. 2020, and we all know this was coming, it's Justin, the online era monster. 2020 was a weird year. LAN events were gone, travel was gone, everything moved online, but one player rose above the chaos and absolutely thrived. Justin. While most pros struggled with the pressure of constant online tournaments, Justin turned them into a playground. What made Justin the best in 2020? He had the most dominant mechanics in the world. His consistency skyrocketed, making him both highlight machine and reliable scorer. NRG became the top NA team almost entirely because of his explosiveness. Anytime NRG needed a miracle, Justin delivered it. He wasn't just the future anymore, he was the present, the best mechanical player in the world, in the face of Rocket League throughout 2020. 2021, we saw Garrett G, the captain of NA. 2021 wasn't just about flashiness and mechanics, it was about leadership and consistency, and that's why Garrett G takes this year. Garrett G has always been the heart of NRG, but 2021 is when his experience finally paid off in a big way. Why 2021 goes to Garrett G? He topped the year in total tournament earnings, his leadership and communication were unmatched, he was the captain of North America. His defensive reads and midfield control made NRG the strongest NA roster of the year. He turned NRG into a strategic powerhouse. 2021 wasn't the year of flashy mechanical superstars, it was the year of the field general. In 2022, we saw Alpha 54, the most complete player in the world. 2022 brought us a new kind of Rocket League, faster, more mechanical, more punishing, and at the top of that meta stood Alpha 54. This was the year Alpha went from being underrated to being considered one of the best all-around players on the planet. Why Alpha 54 defined 2022. His mechanics were top 3 in the world, consistently. His solo play potential was unmatched. He could break defenses alone. He ranked among the best impactful players in Europe. He carried his teams through brutal majors with poise and confidence. Alpha was the modern hybrid player, mechanical, smart, clutch, and reliable. In 2022, there was no one more complete. In 2023, I'm sure you all know who it was. It was Zen. The prodigy arrives. 2023 might be the most exciting year in Rocket League history, because this was the year Zen finally arrived. A player many had been calling the chosen one long before he even debuted. Did he live up to the hype? Yes, and more. Why Zen was the best player in 2023? He instantly became one of the most mechanical players in the world. His debut year performance was one of the strongest we've ever seen. His ability to dominate 1v1, 2v2, and 3v3 made him a generational talent. He helped form one of the most feared rosters in Rocket League. Zen didn't ease into the scene. He crashed through the front door and said, "I am him." The meta changed, the pace changed, and the reason for that? Zen. Zen became the new standard. 2024 was a tough choice, but I decided to choose Monkey Moon, Return of the Titan. 2024 belonged to the return of a legend, a player who had already been considered one of the greatest Rocket players ever, Monkey Moon, who had been, one of the best picks for each of these years, honestly. While previous years saw him dealing with roster changes, meta shifts, and competition rising, 2024 was his comeback tour. He reigned top-tier mechanical form, his decision-making was world-class, rarely wasting touches. He played some of the most consistently high-level Rocket League we've ever seen. His team success placed him back near the top of the global rankings. Monkey Moon reminded everyone why he was always considered as a GOAT candidate. Silent, efficient, and deadly, a master returning to his throne. In 2025, I decided to choose Drawley, the rising king of a new era. Now, 2025 is still unfolding, but one name has already taken over the conversation, Drawley. He's one of the fastest improving players in the modern scene and has already climbed to the top of the earnings chart early in the year. Why Drawley leads 2025 so far? He has one of the strongest starts to a competitive year in recent memory. His mechanics are pushing the absolute limits of the current meta. His team's performance have put him in the spotlight of an MVP caliber talent. He represents the next generation, fast, fearless, and technical. 2025 may change as major events conclude. I know we're coming close to the end of the year now, but as of right now, it's the era of Drawley, a new king rising. And there it is, the best Rocket League player every year from 2016 to 2025. 10 years, 10 different eras, 10 legends who pushed the game forward in their own unique way. From Kenobi breaking the ground, to K-Dop dominating a dynasty, to Zen redefining what's possible, to Drawley building the future. Rocket League is still evolving, and the next superstar might already be grinding ranked as we speak. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below. Who is your pick for each year? And who do you think will dominate 2026? Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye now.